Anywho,
Mm.
good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good night. Um, Sorry we didn't post last week. We had a busy week, but we're here.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight's topic is about student loans and the ridiculousness of where people feel like, they made it, but in reality, you still chained to society.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For the fact that we go to school to learn and have to pay for it, even if we don't have the money and we're borrowing it, and then the outcome is you still don't get a job. Like the only job you can get is like a fast food place. And for a job that you're applying for within your field, they will tell you sorry you're overqualified. And that could be draining, that could piss you off. And then now you're stressed out because you have to pay these student loans back, and it's like you went to the field to study to get the money to hopefully pay back the student loans, and you can't even do that. And now yellow man in the office is now going to garnish people wages, and I'm like, first of all, student loans is not child support. Who the hell are you to garnish my paycheck? It's
I didn't know that's happening now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's happening now, but that's what they're trying to do. And it's like, bro, there are people who don't even work a job. They don't even have a place to live because of the fact that you put them in a deeper debt now because you took away things that where people like, oh, I'm gonna let my resume do the thing for me. If I let my resume do me, I'm gonna get that quote unquote you're overqualified when really it's like, oh, you're black, oh, you're a woman, oh, we don't want you. No, you're mad because I'm smart, I'm black and a woman. Shut up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you just don't want to pay me the money that I deserve versus the person that you're gonna just take off the street that is just gonna ruin. Like, y'all all follow Yellow Man. You'll just take anybody off the street that you don't even know from a can of paint. You don't even look at their resume, and they're just gonna screw you over. That's fine with me. Saves me time.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the effort that would I would have put out for your company is the effort it just saved for me to put in for myself, so I don't even have to worry anymore. But for the fact that people out there are like, oh, you're not paying the student loans, that's borrowed money, you do realize, forget the stress. It's the fact that people went to school for whatever they are in their whatever field they want to go for. And once they graduate, the field that they're going for, the head honcho is saying, oh no, sorry, we can't hire you because X, Y, and Z. At this point, it's like, why am I paying for a student loan if I ain't getting in, if I'm not getting the job what I studied for? At this point, F you and the crew you came with.
It's I believe it's a job. I believe that America needs workers for their jobs that they make. So they tell students, oh no, you're not finished with school, you need to go to college. But we know you can't pay for college, so you need to go get a loan. So they give you this opportunity because not everybody qualifies for scholarships and stuff like that. But they don't push only the people that qualify for scholarships. They push everybody to try to go to college, to get wrapped up in debt, so that if you happen to finish, and even if you don't finish, now you have this weight over your head, and you have this company calling you and demanding payment. So it kind of like pushes you to get a job, not necessarily the job that you went to school for, because the job that you went to school for more than likely is denying you based on like my wife said, the overqualifications and stuff like that. And but that doesn't, you're not overqualified for your loan. You still got to pay that off. So you end up just getting any job so that you can make some money to try to pay that off. And it's like, you shouldn't be motivated by the fact that you owe money to go to get a job. Like, I think not everybody, and I'm hoping that more people in generations after our generation realize that most people, what's one thing, what's one crazy thing that one of my college professors told me in class? He told me that over the lifetime of a person, they change careers, not just job fields, or not just jobs within the same field, but people tend to change careers like 5 to 6 times in their life. Like, if they, live a long life and whatnot. And I found that very interesting. And I asked him, like, so why are we here? Why are we in college studying one subject to get a degree in that one subject to get a job? If in the future we're going to change careers anyway, like what's the point of this? And honestly, he gave me one of those looks that's like, if I told you, I'd get fired. It's like, so he couldn't really answer the question, but by even saying the information that he said, he already kind of answered the question. There really is no point. Not that there's no point. Like, you can learn and you could continue your education on your own. But you shouldn't. At this point, especially with all the internet, all the AI, all the chat GPT, all that crap, we really shouldn't be spending thousands and thousands of dollars that we don't have to sit in class, when a lot of us learn better hands-on, and a lot of the jobs that you're going to end up getting out of college are going to train you anyway. So you don't necessarily need the higher education unless you're like maybe doing something along the field of like nursing, biology, like certain specific things. But long story short, it just seems like not everyone needs to be collegiately educated to get the job that they're gonna eventually end up getting. A lot of studies and research has shown most people are working in a field they didn't go to school for. Like, and it also shows that a lot of people that went to school, when they first came out of school, they tried to get into their field and they couldn't, but they still had bills and stuff, so they had to get something. And like I said, it just feels like very deceptive, and it feels kind of like a trap. Like, the full information, or the full, like, your guidance counselor in high school isn't, at least mine she wasn't telling me the full truth. Like, I feel like college is for some people, but it's not for all people. Again, like, if you're going to study to be a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer, like certain things like that, and even then, you might not necessarily need college, but you are going to need the paperwork to be able to, like, take the bar exam, or to, get into, if you want to, like, be a RN or LPN, like higher than just a regular nurse. Like, yeah, you're going to need the education. But I've been looking at the jobs on my resume, the degree that I have, I didn't necessarily need that degree to get any of those jobs. So I could already, and a lot of those jobs, some of them were very good, well-paying jobs. But again, I didn't need my degree. Or when I worked any of those jobs and I spoke to the other people, my other coworkers, they didn't have the same degree that I had. Some of them didn't have degrees at all. So that just goes to show you, like, not every career path requires going to college and getting a degree, but your guidance counselor and people in high school, teachers and stuff like that, are gonna push you. Like, honestly, my dad pushed me and kind of like made me go to college. Although I was like, I honestly, I don't think I wanna go just yet or right now because I didn't feel like I was in the mental space to like take college seriously because I don't want to, I'm not trying to waste my parents' money or like I'm not trying to go into debt for something that I'm not ready yet, like, and ended up having to go anyway. Like my dad was a bit pushy on that, and so I just went to the farthest college away that I could because I'm like, if you're gonna make me go, then I'm gonna go far away, and I'm trying not to come back. um it was a good experience socially, but again, like, for the jobs and for the career and everything, how everything turned out, like, to me, it didn't seem necessary. And it wasn't until in recent years that my dad admitted, like, yeah, like, people don't need to go to college. And I'm like, people don't need to go to college? That thing that you made me go to when I told you I don't need to go. Like, so at the end of the day, even like older people or the older generation that pushed so hard and so much for us to go to college, they're starting to see and realize, like, just going to college and getting a piece of paper isn't gonna guarantee, your it's not gonna be that safety net or that, like, it doesn't guarantee a job in your field. It doesn't guarantee that you're gonna make great money. It doesn't guarantee any of those things. Like, you still end up at different points depending on, like, it's not true for everybody, but for some people, I believe going to trade school is a better investment. It costs less, and it's more direct into a field, or it gives you more skills as opposed to just giving you a piece of paper. So I think trade school is if you're gonna do any type of program, I would say trade school as opposed to college. That's my opinion. But again, with all the free information that's on the internet, you possibly don't even need that either, depending on what type of job you're trying to get. So
Going on what you had said about you could have your degree but be in a total different position of the job. That was me. I had studied, mastered technology, and they put me in pharmaceutical. How I got there, I don't even know. It was stressful to me, although it was a good paying job, but it was stressful to me because I literally had to deal with not even a full year. My mom left, and I had seen so many things that it's like me being in the pharmaceutical, this did not help. And I'm in a field that at first it was good. I didn't understand anything, but my husband can tell you, like, people came to me when they needed help with certain things. And I was just like, I'm not the manager. Like, I literally just started this job. Like,
yeah, I came to her. Like, she helped me out with certain things. It wasn't a well run company. So we'll just say that.
so it's like people doubt people, and it's like if you give certain people a task, certain people can catch on real quick and just keep it going. There are people who may take time, and that's okay. It's not a race, but jobs make it seem like it's a race. If you can't learn something at this time, you gotta go. They gotta let you go. But it's like, if you had given that person just a little bit more time, I guarantee you they'll keep passing everything with flying colors. The amount of training that I had to do, the amount of like, even when they had like taken me to like the big boss, like I'm not a manager, and for them to come to me and ask me questions and I had to sign off on something and it was approved, I just saved somebody's life. And my manager was like, they came to you. First of all, DH, don't do that. You should be proud that somebody from your team who doesn't know nothing from a can of paint helped somebody. Okay? Like, those are the things that I don't like. When somebody else has like a distaste in their mouth, instead of them saying, "Oh, I'm proud of you," they're just like, they came to you. Like, bro, you know what? You got that. You can have that. Because at the end of the day, that made me realize, like, oh no, you need this job. That means you still not eating after you leave here, is what you're telling me. You still don't have a roof over your head when you leave here, is what you're telling me. You still ain't got clothes in your back. What y'all people keep thinking is, like, this control that they use, they put you in fear. And I ain't got time for that fear, because you know why? I walk with God. Rent's going up, not my problem. Gas going up, not my problem. Food's going up, not my problem. At the end of the day, I still got a roof over my head. Thank God. I still can put food. I can still put food on the table with my husband. Thank God. We got clothes on our back. Thank God. We can still travel in the name of God. Like, y'all understand? The moment you open the door for fear, the devil's laughing in your face. And 99% of you are selling your soul so quick that for a buck, but at the end of the day, you're going to burn alone in a cold place. Other than that 1%, we chilling. Because I can't be bothered with the fact that, like, man, I miss the days with the Caribbean station. This DJ Chris, he had no fear, could have cared less of anything to say. When people said gas was going up, like, no, what was it? Gas was going down and food was going up. He was like, oh, want to drink gas, I guess. Somebody was like, oh, be careful, because Yellow Man had said one time, oh, you know, I think this is around COVID time. Oh, you know, Lysol kills 99% germs. We should drink this. Oh no, lit up the poison hotline. That is to show you how dumb Uno are. Up to the point Lysol.
Nice,
nah, fam. Nah, fam. Up to the point Lysol had to literally put a warning label. Are you kidding me?
I would like to believe none of our subscribers drank the bleach.
Oh, I know our subscribers ain't that stupid. Come on now.
Yeah. We got the smart ones. So. Yeah.
Not to say the people who are listening that are not subscribed are idiots too. It's just the people out there in general, they know who they are. If you are a January 6th supporter or the January 6th people, I'm guaranteeing those people are possibly dead by now. And I'm not trying to be funny. It's because there was one time on the news, I heard it, I seen it. The police officer pulled over a guy. He said, oh, Yellow Man pardoned him. He's a January 6th guy that got pardoned. I don't know, I forgot what happened in between, but him and the police officer started arguing. One thing I know is whatever that guy did, the police officer unloaded the whole clip on the man. And it was justified. Talk about white on white crime. That's the first that I was just like, that's a shame. I wasn't, you know what's funny? Y'all get up in March for when it's like black people and stuff, and and whatever. And some people be rooting when it's a white person that gets killed. I don't root for neither or, because y'all human at the end of the day.
Right. All life is special. All life is sacred. And yeah. After a certain point, it's not about black or white. It's just about human life. That's a soul that hopefully it doesn't. It don't sound like it, but every soul is precious to God. So I don't know if that person got a chance to make it right before those shots went off, but again, we pray for our subscribers. We pray for the people that don't subscribe. We pray for the world, because it's cold out there, it's dark out there, and there's a lot of tension. It's a lot of negativity, and yeah, we just once in a while, or every chance we get, we should remind each other, Jesus loves you, and hopefully that is what somebody needs to hear before they go ahead and do something crazy to themselves or to another person.
Please, if you also feel like, because I understand student loans could stress you out, please, before you decide to take that last step, talk to somebody. Don't just say you talk to somebody already and you give up. No, continue searching. Please, also other people, like, reach out. You never know. You're reaching out to somebody could save a life. Like, things that are happening in this world, in the society, is a stress.
Yeah, it is. Don't let the stress get to you. Student loans been trying to call me for years now. Like, I'm not trying to tell you that you should ignore them, but I'm also trying to let you know that don't take my advice as good financial advice or anything like that. But you have options. You could defer for if you're not in a good space or it's not a good time, you could defer the loan, or like I said, like, if your life ain't and your finances ain't in a place where you can pay back, like, don't dwell on it. Don't let it weigh you down. Just not saying ignore it, but kind of ignore it, like, because there's people that get certain information that makes them do crazy things, like when the stock market's crashing and people start offing themselves and stuff like that. Like, don't let it get to that point. It's not that serious. Yes, I mean, if Yellow Man is trying to garnish checks now, then it's if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Don't let it be the end all, be all to your situation. Like, life will go on. At some point, it doesn't last forever. So at some point, you will hopefully be in a better situation to where you can maybe, like, get ahead of it, or at least manage it better. But if you went to school, got big debt, and you're not making big money, it's okay. Like, they'll send you emails, they'll call your phone and stuff. Like, you don't have to answer. Like I said,
That part.
not saying ignore them, but I'm just saying, like, if you don't really have a way to deal with it right now, try to deal with it maybe later when you're in a better position. But don't be like, oh my gosh, I owe this amount of money and I don't have it and I'm not working. Like, don't try to, like, kill yourself getting 2 and 3 and 4 jobs. Like, do stuff like that for your children if you have kids, if you have actual like real responsibilities. But student loans, there's a lot of people, not trying to put this out there, but a lot of people die before they finish getting to pay off their student loans. So
And they just write it off.
yeah, it just gets
So
written
again,
off. They don't like they want the money, but they also know that there's a good percentage of people that they're never gonna get the money from. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like,
like there was one article like a while back. This lady she had two choices. She either had to pay the student loan or her medical bills, and it was her medical bills to survive. And she made the right choice. She paid her medical bills so that she could survive. Like, at the end of the day, if you need to survive, do what's more important. These student loans don't care, and the funny thing is, the people who are behind this and making phone calls, like the debt collectors, don't care. But what goes around comes around, because these debt collectors thinking like, oh yo, my debt could get paid too. I ain't got nothing to worry about, but I gotta make this phone call to this person. These debt collectors are in the office laughing it up and everything, and it's like, you do realize one of these days you're gonna have to talk to one of your family members, and you know what? You could be as cold as you want, but at the end of the day, your conscience is gonna eat at you. It's gonna damn you to the core, because you're gonna be like, oh man, I had to call this person. I had to annoy them so much. I feel bad. What happens one day when, and I'm not promoting this, but if one of those debt collectors get the phone call and they're talking to the person, then what? And the line just goes silent. How do you feel, debt collector, when you do that phone call and it just goes silent? What you gonna do? Hang up? No, you shouldn't hang up, because now you're conspiracy to it.
mm-hmm.
We never know what another person goes through, and we are not promoting don't pay your student loans. We're just promoting for you to live life. Understand it. Society wants you to stress. Society will do things. Again, if you listen to one of our episodes, cause and effect, they have the cause, and the effect is body bag. Like, we don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
We want y'all to live life, enjoy yourself, because the thing is, the society wants you to just look like you're 100 when you're only 20. That's kind of sad. That really is. Right. I'm good on this because, like I said, student loans is a joke. Because for the fact that you want us to go to school to get a piece of paper just to not get the job is ridiculous to me.
Yeah, facts.
Like, I'm wasting my time, and time is precious.
Yeah, time and resources, because then they want your money afterwards.
Well, you want money that you won't let me get. How about that?
Yeah. Like, they should kind of do something or enforce something where, like, jobs, and if you have the degree for a job, they have to like hire you for at least a certain time period to kind of give you. Because another thing they try to do is, oh, you have the degree but you don't have experience. How am I gonna get the experience?
I used to hate that one, especially when I just graduated high school.
How am I gonna get the experience when I spent 4 years in school to get this piece of paper? Where am I gonna get the experience from? So now I gotta like it's a cycle of rejection and like redirection and like pushing you in other places. Like it's like I said, it's a trap. I think trade school is better, although there's still that same element of you may have to go into debt to like be able to pay for the trade school. But I feel like they have a better or higher rate of getting you into the actual job in that field. Um, so I don't know what trade school is doing that college ain't doing, but college need to pick up on that.
No, it's okay. College can do what they're doing. Because literally, I ain't gonna lie to you. Summa cum laude, and I had to teach myself.
Yeah, no.
So sometimes really going to college is just pointless.
Yeah.
There are people who I physically know who are making figures of money and they didn't go to school. They basically told the professor colorful language and walked out.
Hmm. A lot of the people who like own these big companies like Apple, for instance, Facebook, like a lot of the things that we use today are made and founded by people that didn't go to college. So
Do your research. You ain't lying about it.
again, it's just another thing. Not to go down that route, but schools and schools and jails and is it hospital? No, I don't think it's hospitals. But there's certain things that are designed the exact same way.
No,
Like,
you're right. It's school and jails.
the
Look at the
school,
school buses versus
right,
the prison buses.
right. So they're designed to create workers, not to create free thinkers and people who are going to create their own businesses and things like that. They're for people to fit into a box, not to think outside the box. They're for people to um, be employees and not to, create things for themselves where they can be the employer.
Basically, you're a robot from the
So,
time you're born to the time they can tag you.
well, that's what they try to program you into.
Mm-hmm.
But that not everybody fits that program. So if you're listening to this podcast, more than likely you're one of those types that probably doesn't fit the program, and we appreciate your support. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe.
What are you waiting for? But I'm good for what I had said. Um, I'm gonna leave a number so that just in case somebody feels some type of way, please just don't. Somebody sees that you're important, and it's best that you just hold on just a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
This is tonight's episode. Uno Norte. Deal.
What?
Meow.